Happy music, happy heart. Link FM.
Good morning, Taryn.
Good morning, Titch. Good morning, Viva.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tanita.
Good morning, everyone.
The TNT team are in today. Today we're talking about paid advertising on social media.
Yes.
Who's going to go first? What is paid advertising and what does it do for your business? Because we understand we've got a social media page and you put your stuff up there, but what does it mean for paid advertising on social media?
Okay, so Titch, it's where you pay to promote your business or product online, usually obviously through your social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. And instead of waiting for people to come to you naturally, it's kind of shining a headlamp on you and you know.
So by paying, so you put up a post on Facebook and then you decide to boost it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Boosting by paying a fee to get it further. Do you then get to choose who sees it in terms of your audience?
Absolutely, you do.
How does that work?
So it's your precise targeting. You can choose who sees your ad based on location, age, gender, interests and behaviors. You can, you know.
And by location?
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, you don't want people in Gauteng to be seen.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so paid advertising.
Even overseas. I mean, you can target overseas if you want to.
If your product is... If they're able to access your products and services, okay. Yeah. So that's paid advertising, and it clearly pays off for your business.
Absolutely.
What would you say the reach is by comparison to a non-paid ad? Is there any specific...
Well, I mean, you're setting your target for how many people you want to reach.
Oh, so you actually go by number?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You put in your own budget. I mean, to fit your own pocket.
Yeah. So depending on what you can afford will depend on how many people actually get to see that post.
Yeah, it's your scalability. I mean, you can let it reach 1,000 people, millions of people, depending on your budget.
I see.
And the nice thing is, it can fit any budget. So, I mean, if you want to start out small and only put 50 Rand into your paid advertising and see how much traction you get, and then go, okay, this took off quite well, then we can scale it up for you, you know, and you can choose how much you're putting into each marketing campaign.
Okay. And I see your point number 2 here. You say organic marketing versus paid marketing. What do you mean by organic?
Okay, so your organic marketing, your general content that you're putting up, your adverts that you're putting up for your audience, that's going to grow organically. And by organically, we mean it's going to be liked, shared, and that's how it's going to reach new people. Or you're sharing it onto groups, or you're collaborating with other people online, and it's going to grow organically. Versus paid advertising, where you're paying Facebook or Instagram, and generally those are going to pop up as sponsored adverts. I'm sure you guys have seen that when you're scrolling on social media, it pops up as sponsored, and that's going to be popping up to your targeted audience.
Yeah, so not just your followers, so it'll go to a wider audience.
And one of the big differences between organic advertising and paid advertising is the time it takes. So organic advertising, you know, it's going to grow. You might be lucky and you might get a viral post that goes out and you're going to grow fast. But a lot of the times paid advertising is going to grow a lot faster.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Scalability. What is that?
So that's what I was talking about, whether you want your campaign to reach 1,000 people or a million. So
you can scale it depending on where. Brand awareness, I mean, that is such a big one. We've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years developing and pushing our brand awareness on Link FM. Who's going to talk to us about that this morning?
Add to that. So even if people don't click on your brand, you want the consistency to be there and just the awareness. So seeing your logo come up constantly and consistently is, I mean, it's proven to show trustworthiness, you know, and recognition. Which is important for your business.
And your business needs to be top of mind all the time.
Absolutely.
Top of mind awareness is imperative. And then, of course, precise targeting, which we've already spoken about, because you can target the precise market you're looking for.
But it's not just about targeting your market, okay? It's also about targeting a result for it. So the nice thing about paid advertising, you're not just targeting a group of people, you're targeting how you want this advert to result for you. So some people are pushing for instant contact with people, whether it be a WhatsApp or if you're a content creator yourself, you're pushing for a following. So with precise targeting, we're pushing for people to like your page, to share your page. Or if you're selling a product, you're wanting those leads to generate sales for you. So we're pushing your website checkout platform, your WooCommerce, or if you're selling directly on Facebook, the product itself. So we're driving that traffic to a precise target, whether that be leads, following, or sales.
Okay. How would a competitive advantage be advantageous? I mean, how do you even determine what's a competitive advantage in this?
Well, that actually goes side by side with our other two topics in it, which speaks about your return on investment.
Okay.
Your competitive advantage. Your competitors are pushing adverts already,
Okay.
and if you're not putting a little bit of cash flow into paid advertising, you're not popping up there with them. So by doing that, you're also able to see your direct return on investment with social media. Your analytics will show you exactly how many people are clicking, and you'll be able to see how many of those clicks are actually turning into sales or turning into solid leads.
And what's working
for you. Yes. So it does give you a large advantage. So you're not shooting in the dark. You've got results, you've got analytics, you can see exactly what's going on with your marketing campaign.
But there's no point in spending money on this, and as you say, for paid advertising, if you're not going to follow the analytics.
Yeah,
exactly.
And you've got to take notice of what it's telling you.
Yes, absolutely. And what's working and what's not working, and where you can push it more.
I looked at the analytics of a Facebook Live video we did the other day, and I went live about 60 seconds.
Yeah.
But now, when we go live on Link FM's Facebook page, it just puts up the Link FM logo.
Yeah.
So when you get a notification, Link FM are live, you'd go there. All you see is that logo, okay? And I went live about a minute before the actual live.
Yeah.
So for a minute, there was silence and the Link FM logo, and then we came in. The amount of people that clicked out after 30 seconds, I realized you cannot go live. You got to grab it. So it's important that people will dial out after a very short while.
Time. Absolutely.
What is measurable return of investment? How do you measure that? You did say that you can.
Yes, so with your analytics, you're able to see how many people are clicking on that advert, and also if you're pushing sales, you're obviously going to be able to see how many sales you're making from that. So you can take a look at how much money you're putting into your advertising and what you're generating sales-wise from that advertising. So you can actually judge in numbers your return on investment with your marketing campaign.
How do you see that? How do you know who's a successful closed deal from an advert on Facebook? How do you gauge that?
Okay, now that's where having a good marketing team is really golden for you, because if they're running your website as well. So on our end, what we do for our clients that have WooCommerce stores, we track the traffic that's coming in onto the website. So a specific link is going to generate a URL, and we can see how many people have clicked on that specific URL and gone to the website. So we can track your traffic for you right down to where that click came from that got that person on the website to how many people actually purchased from your website. So that's that's one of the ways that you can track that. But I mean, if you're running the campaign yourself and you're selling a little bit simpler, like on Facebook Marketplace, that sort of thing, you'll be able to see how many sales you've made. If that's your only point of sale, and that's how you'll be able to do it yourself as well.
Right, Aesthete Creative Agencies. I know exactly who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Yes.
Just very quickly, in 2 minutes, tell our listeners this morning who maybe have never tuned into Marketing Matters before.
Okay, we are a media and marketing company. We assist businesses from the ground up. We do graphic design, videography, photography, website development, animation,
social media
management, the works. And we would love to help market your business.
Yes. Have a look at our, you can look at our website, but also look at our social media platforms, Instagram, but Facebook in particular. Go have a look and you can see what it is that Aesthete are doing for Link FM. And our Facebook page has really taken off.
Yes, it has.
On Friday, the Battle of the Burgers was just ridiculous. The amount of engagement we had, it is just completely off the chart.
And it was fun for us too. Do a little taste tester.
But thanks to Anita. Thank you, Taryn. Anything we may have missed, where can people find you?
Well, you can definitely go over to our website.
Yes.
That's www.aestheteca.co.za and take a look at what we do, or pop over to our social media. We are on everything.
Otherwise, behind Let's Travel on Bonza Bay Road. That's where your offices are.
42 Bonza Bay Road.
Happy music, happy heart. Link FM.